Good evening, folks. Bitcoin bouncing hard today. I think this is the bounce that a lot of people were hoping for. I don't think that this whole ordeal is over just yet. I'm going to get into why in just a moment, but let's take a look at exactly what has been happening. Because if I just make myself a little bit smaller here and we go over to the Coinbase spot chart, you'll see we are currently trading a price of $70,700. We were trading as low as 60K last night. Percentage terms from the low that we put in, that is about 20% up on the day. Absolutely staggering move. And I think it proves that we were indeed in oversold levels. When something comes down that fast, this is the ball underwater effect that I've talked about before. You press an inflated ball underwater and you go, the deeper you go, the harder it wants to pop up, because effectively you're getting away from where the fair value of Bitcoin is because of a lot of selling. Usually that is spurred on by liquidations, which is something that we saw yesterday. Although, as I've been speaking about, we've seen less and less of a liquidation component of this as time has gone by, which I think is a good thing long term. But I've said in the last few videos I've made, I was looking at this area here, 63K, the point of control of the volume profile drawn in from this range that we put in between March 24 and the beginning of November 24. As I've said before, price tends to gravitate towards areas of high volume when viewed from a volume profile. We sunk a little bit lower than that, as I said at the time as well, was looking at a range on there. Okay, it's not an exact science. The markets are not. The markets are driven by supply and demand. But if you're looking at a volume-based metric like the volume profile, then I think you're barking up the right tree, right? Because you are looking at historically, where has price been traded, where has value been accepted, and those areas tend to act like a magnet, which it did in this case. I filmed a video last night buying Bitcoin. I think we were getting in at 63 in a bit. Also, dollar cost average at prices a bit higher than that I recorded last week, up a little bit higher than 70K in fact. And yeah, I mean, that kind of speaks to why it's a dollar cost averaging strategy, right? We don't know exactly how far this is going to go in real time, and we don't know exactly when it's going to turn around. When we're dollar cost averaging, we're just looking to accumulate the asset over time and effectively looking to balance out some of the risk of trying to time the exact bottom of the market, which is a very difficult thing to do. Over the last 24 hours, about $830 million worth of long liquidations. We know that that is basically the rest of what happened yesterday. Last hour, last 4 hours, last 12 hours, and the last 24 hours, about $600 million worth of short liquidations, which again, it's not a massive amount. A lot of the leverage in this market has been blown out. Still down in extreme fear, okay? 5 on the fear and greed index. As I said yesterday, haven't seen these levels for a long time. If you look at a longer term view, right? Look at some of the most recent times that we saw fear and greed index this low, okay? Back in the end of February 2025, 16 fear and greed index, and 16th of June 2022, that's a 7. Okay, that's a bit closer to a 5. So 16th of June 2022, just a reminder on the daily chart, June 2022 was all the way back here. There we go. I mean, right, you're talking about Bitcoin prices down at about 25K. And obviously after a massive sell-off, after a couple of all-time highs in fairly quick succession. Extreme fear in the market, I mean really extreme fear like we're seeing right now, doesn't happen very often, and that is why it represents, to me, to people who believe in the asset long-term, a good buying opportunity. We've seen outflows from the ETFs, okay, $434 million worth on the 5th. Don't have data for the 6th yet, but we know, according to the data, only about 6.6% of these assets have actually left, right? Big players still want Bitcoin. We can see the data on chain. Big wallets are accumulating. Big wallets like accumulating in the downtrend. I don't have an update on that data for you right now from this most recent dip, but the point is, if you're serious about this long term, it makes sense to get excited when Bitcoin goes on sale. And so I am, as I've been speaking about, accelerating my spot buying during this period because it just makes sense. We've got the most amount of pricing advantage that I think we're likely to see in a while. We could keep selling off from here. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if this relief bounce is sold off slightly. However, for the time being, happy to be in these positions, and I'm happy that I accumulated last night, because you never know when the market is truly going to turn around. Also, another way to express an opinion on the market, as we know, is leverage trading. Last night, after I recorded the video, I did take a leverage position. This is trading about 20x, 0.45 BTC, basically fairly high risk position, but basically ready to stop out at the lows, right? So I entered this as we were coming up, with essentially the stop or the close for that position at the lows. Sorry about that. That was my dinner arriving. So as I was saying, the way I positioned this trade was essentially, okay, high risk stuff, don't recommend it, yada, 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 all of the above, just showing you something I did. As an example, the liquidation price on this trade was basically the low. It was about $1,500 in the account at the time. 20x leverage position, 0.45 BTC size. And the rationale for that was basically, we're just so oversold. We've come into the range where I think acts as the magnet for this. This is that 63K level that I pointed out to you just now and explain why. And we are so deep in the depths here and starting to bounce away from that with some strength. Once again, very high risk strategy. Okay, not something I would do very often, but in this case, it has paid off, because if I can just get rid of the calculator here, we are now up on this trade. Just a moment. Now up on this trade about 3K, and I'm going to start getting out of that, because super high risk trade, right? And I'm not fully convinced that this is the end of this whole ordeal. I'm not fully convinced this is the end of the sell-off. And in any case, this is such a high risk trade, and that initial pump has happened, right? We came up from there really strong. This isn't the kind of thing that I want to leave open, at least, okay, too much risk on this to leave it open for a long time. I do think it's sensible to use potentially small amounts of leverage for a longer term swing position, but this is not that. So we're going to get out of a lot of this trade right now on camera for you. We'll do 0.1 BTC right here, see if we can get a fill on that. Once again, not super tactical, okay? The best way to approach this would be to have a target in mind and place limit orders around that target, in a spread around that target, to get yourself out of the trade without emotion, basically, right? You've planned ahead the exact pricing that you're going to get out. But in this case, what I'm taking is more of a pulse on the market and a pulse on what was a very high risk leverage trade, where I basically using the B word that we're not allowed to say on YouTube, right? Betting that the market is gonna rip. And then now I've taken the view that we've had that initial pump. We've swung down a little bit, recovered somewhat. We're kind of consolidating this range. So I'm happy to take a lot of chips off the table literally right now. I'm okay with that, because like I say, this trade has pretty much run its course as far as I'm concerned. And once again, the reason I am using limit orders instead of just hitting market is save a bit of money on fees. Not that it makes a huge difference at this type of size that we're trading with, but it's best practice, honestly. And like I've said, the more tactical way to do this is to prepare ahead of time a price that you want to get out of the trade at. So there we go. We're closing out some of this trade. We're down to 0.25 BTC on the size, and we've got another 0.1 to close. I think I'm going to do another 0.05 BTC, and we will go from there. So we'll see if those get filled. In any case, big bounce today, right? Nearly 20% up. I wouldn't be surprised if we're not out of the woods just yet. And a big part of that is, unfortunately, the same old thing, right? Look at this liquidation map. So many people have jumped in long after the fact. The closer you can get to the bottom on that is the least risky that trade is, but that's kind of a nuanced statement, because trying to get as close to the bottom of that as possible is literally trying to time the market. And the analogy for that traders use is trying to catch a falling knife, because what happens when you catch a falling knife, you'll get cut, right? It's very, very hard to do that and come away unscathed. So many people leverage long right now. You can see about $3.57 billion worth of long side liquidation risk at 61.3. I doubt very much we would see that much liquidation going through. I think a lot of these guys would emotionally capitulate before they became liquidated. And also, once again, just building into my theory that there's less and less appetite in this market for leverage trading, right? That is not, okay, Bitcoin's up 20% and there's $3.5 billion worth of long side liquidation risk. That is a sign of the times. If we saw a move like that even a few months ago, you would have seen way more liquidation risk, way more longs piling in. Interesting article for you here as well, actually, on the subject of leverage. Coinbase's crypto-backed loans notched record liquidations amid Bitcoin Ethereum plunge. Coinbase customers are experiencing pain in new ways as Bitcoin and Ethereum tumble, with losses piling up for thousands of users through the exchange's crypto-backed lending product. Over the last week, Coinbase users have lost $170 million worth of collateral through liquidations on DeFi platform Morpho, according to a June dashboard. As Bitcoin and Ethereum notched double-digit declines, some 2,000 users lost $90.7 million on Thursday alone. Can't reiterate enough, I do not keep significant holdings that I care about on exchange, and I certainly don't keep them in lending products at the moment. But, of course, that is purely my opinion. Make your own decisions. There's plenty of reasons why someone might be in that situation, just telling you what I do. As always, thank you so much for watching. Nothing I say should be considered financial advice, purely my opinion shared for entertainment purposes. A brighter day in the crypto markets today, but don't be fooled by this. I don't think we're out of the woods just yet. Plenty more to come. Catch you in the next one. Bye.